Good day everyone, this is Teacher Cherry. In this video, we will learn about trigonometric ratios. We will illustrate the 6 trigonometric ratios, namely sine, cosine, tangent, secant, cosecant, and cotangent. In a right triangle, we can define 6 trigonometric ratios. Let's consider the right triangle ABC with right angle C. In this triangle, we will let theta represents angle A. Then, meron tayong dalawang legs. Yung opposite side ng angle A ay papangalanan natin as side A. Yung side na opposite ng angle B ay papangalanan natin as side B. And the side opposite ng right angle C ay papangalanan natin as side C. Kapag angles, ang ginagamit nating symbol ay capital letters. Kapag naman sides, ang ginagamit nating symbols ay lowercase letters or yung mga small letters. With respect to theta or our reference angle, angle A, ang side na opposite niya is A, kaya tinatawag natin siyang opposite side. With respect to theta, yung katabi niyang side ay tinatawag nating adjacent side. And lastly, tatandaan natin palagi na yung side na opposite ng right angle, ito yung longest side. Tinatawag natin siyang hypotenuse. Okay, again, ang angles ay symbolized by capital letters and yung side opposite ng bawat angles, ang ginagamit natin ay same letter pa rin pero naka lowercase letters. Let's now proceed to the 6 trigonometric ratios, namely sine theta, cosine theta, tangent theta, cosecant theta, secant theta, and cotangent theta. Itong 6 trigonometric ratios na to ay meron tayong ginagamit na mga equations. For sine theta, ang ginagamit natin is opposite over hypotenuse. Tignan natin sa triangle natin kung ano ang opposite side at saka yung hypotenuse. With respect to theta, ang opposite side niya is A and then ang hypotenuse is C. Therefore, we have opposite over hypotenuse is equal to A over C. So, titingnan palagi itong ating theta. So, this is our theta. Ang opposite side niya is A. And then, ang hypotenuse is C. Kaya meron tayong A over C. Let's proceed to cosine theta. Ang cosine theta, ang ginagamit naman natin is adjacent over hypotenuse. So, ito yung ating reference angle or yung ating theta. So, ano ang adjacent side niya? Ang adjacent side is B and then over hypotenuse, ang hypotenuse pa rin is C. So, we have B over C. For tangent theta, ang ginagamit natin is opposite over adjacent side. So, ito yung ating theta. Opposite is A and then adjacent side is B. Kaya meron tayong ratio na A over B. For the next 3 functions, ito naman ay mga reciprocal functions natin or inverse functions. Ang sine theta, ang kanyang reciprocal function is cosecant. Kapag sinabing reciprocal, pagbabalik-tarin natin. So, kung ang sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse, ang cosecant theta is hypotenuse over opposite. Pagbabalik-tarin lang natin itong A over C, magiging C over A. So, let's check sa triangle natin. Ang hypotenuse is C, and then, ang opposite naman ay A. Kaya meron tayong C over A. Ang cosine theta, ang kanyang reciprocal function ay tinatawag nating secant theta. So, adjacent over hypotenuse para sa cosine. Ang secant theta naman is hypotenuse over adjacent. So, kung B over C, ang secant theta naman is C over B. Let's check. Hypotenuse is C, and then adjacent is B. So, meron tayong C over B. Ang tangent theta naman is opposite over adjacent. Reciprocal function niya is cotangent theta. Kaya meron tayong adjacent over opposite. So, kung A over B yan, dito naman is B over A. So, adjacent side is B. Ang opposite side is A. Para mas madali nating matandaan, meron tayong mnemonics na ginagamit. Para sa first three functions, ang ginagamit nating mnemonics is SOHCAHTOA. Okay, isa-isahin natin. Para sa SO, ang S stands for sine, ang O ay stands for opposite, ang H stands for hypotenuse. So, tatandaan, sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. Dito naman tayo sa gitna, ka. Ang C ay stands for cosine, ang A stands for adjacent, ang H stands for hypotenuse. So, cosine theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Dito sa third, TOA, T stands for tangent, O stands for opposite, and A stands for adjacent. Kaya meron tayong tangent equals opposite over adjacent. Dito naman sa next three functions, ang mnemonics na ginagamit natin is cho, sha, cow. So, C, cosecant, stands for hypotenuse over opposite. Sa sha, S stands for secant equals hypotenuse over adjacent. And dito sa cow, C stands for cotangent equals adjacent over opposite. Tandaan palagi ang SOHCAHTOA at saka cho, sha, cow. Okay, let us have now examples para may apply natin itong 6 trigonometric ratios. Let us have example 1. Find all 6 trigonometric ratios for angle theta in the right triangle shown at the right. This is our figure. We have right triangle ABC with right angle C. Ang given natin, A equals 8, yung isang leg, B equals 15, yung another leg, and C equals 17, the hypotenuse. And this is our reference angle. Yung angle A, siya yung ating angle theta. Okay, bago tayo mag-proceed, alamin muna natin kung ano yung opposite side, adjacent side, and then hypotenuse with respect to our angle theta. So, ang ating angle A, ito yung theta. A is our opposite side. B, with respect to our theta, this is the adjacent side. And C, yung longest side natin, opposite siya ng right angle, siya yung ating hypotenuse. Let us now find the 6 trigonometric ratios. Okay, so ito yung ating 6 trigonometric ratios: sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. Let's use the mnemonic. So, para sa tatlong functions, we will use the SOHCAHTOA. Sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, so ang opposite side is A. ang hypotenuse is C. Kaya ang ating ratio is A is to C or A over C. Ano ang value ng ating A? 8. Ano naman ang value ng ating C? That is 17. Therefore, the ratio is 8 is to 17 or 8 over 17. Let's now solve the cosine theta or find the value of the cosine theta. This is ka, adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, halamin natin kung anong adjacent. Ang adjacent with respect to theta is B and hypotenuse is C. So, B is to C or B over C. Ano ang value ng B? That is 15. Ano ang value ng C? That is 17. Therefore, the ratio is B over C or 15 over 17. Next is tangent, or we will use the TOA, opposite over adjacent. Ano yung opposite with respect to our angle? Opposite is A, adjacent is B. So, we have A over B, and then substitute lang natin yung mga given values. A is 8, and B is 15. Therefore, the ratio is 8 over 15 or 8 is to 15. For the next three functions, ang gagamitin nating mnemonics is cho, sha, kaw. Okay, cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite. Ano yung hypotenuse? That is C. And opposite, that is A. C is to A. And then, substitute the values. C is 17 and A is 8. So, 17 over 8 or 17 is to 8. So, kung mapapansin niyo sa sine theta, 8 over 17. So, reciprocal niya is 17 over 8. Let's now proceed to secant theta. That is siya, hypotenuse over adjacent. Ang hypotenuse natin is C, ang adjacent is B. C over B. Then, substitute the values. C is 17 over B is 15. Kaya ang ating answer is 17 over 15. So, reciprocal ng cosine theta. Next is cotangent theta. Cow, adjacent over opposite. Ang adjacent is B, ang opposite is A, B over A. Or, yung reciprocal ng tangent, B over A. So, ang B is 15, ang A is 8. Kaya, 15 over 8. I-check natin sa figure. Adjacent, B is 15. Opposite, A is equal to 8. So, 15 is to 8. Ganon kadali maghanap ng 6 trigonometric ratios. Let us now have another example given the values of opposite side and adjacent side with respect to the given angle. Okay, let's have example 2. Give the value of the 6 trigonometric ratios. This is our given triangle, right triangle ABC with angle C. Ang ating theta ay nasa angle A. So, ang opposite side, nagme-measure ng 3. Ang adjacent side, nagme-measure ng 4. O, wag malilito. Ito yung theta. Ang opposite side niya is this, 3. Ang katabing side niya, yung hindi hypotenuse, measures 4. Dito sa given natin, nawawala pa yung value ng ating hypotenuse. Unahin muna nating hanapin yung measure ng hypotenuse. Ano ang gagamitin natin? By Pythagorean theorem. Ano ba ang Pythagorean theorem? Pythagorean theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse of a right triangle is equal to the sum of the squares of the legs. So, kukunin natin yung square ng hypotenuse, equal siya sa square ng sum ng mga legs. Ano ang ating hypotenuse? Ang hypotenuse natin is small letter c or lowercase letter c. Kunin natin yung kanyang squared. And then, yung ating legs. Okay, so A ito. Ang ating side is side A. And then B, this is side B. So, A squared plus B squared. Substitute natin yung values ng side A at saka side B. We have C squared equals, ang A is 3, so we have 3 squared plus, ang B is 4, we have 4 squared. C squared equals 3 squared plus 4 squared. Then solve. C squared equals, ang square ng 3 is 9, plus ang square ng 4 is 16. Then add natin 9 plus 16, that is 25. We have C squared equals 25. Apply natin yung square root property. Square root natin both sides. We have square root of C squared equals square root of 25. Ang maiiwan na lang dito is C equals square root of 25. Anong square root ng 25? That is 5. So, C is equal to 5. Therefore, ang measure ng ating hypotenuse now is 5. Yan. Kumpleto na yung ating mga sides. Measure ng sides. Let us now solve the 6 trigonometric ratios. Okay, gagamitin ulit natin yung SOHCAHTOA para sa first 3 functions. Sin theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So, okay, ano yung opposite? 3. Ano yung hypotenuse? 5. So, ang ratio is 3 over 5 or 3:5. Next, cosine. Ka, adjacent over hypotenuse. Ano yung adjacent with respect to theta? That is 4. Ano yung hypotenuse? That is 5. So, ang ratio is 4:5 or 4 over 5. Next, tangent theta. Ang gagamitin is TOA. Opposite over adjacent. Ano yung opposite side? That is 3. Ano yung adjacent side? That is 4. Therefore, ang ratio is 3 over 4. Let's now proceed to another 3 functions. Let's use the mnemonics na cho, sha, kaw. Cosecant theta, that is hypotenuse over opposite. Ano yung hypotenuse natin? That is 5. Ang opposite, that is 3. So, 5 over 3. Next, secant theta, sha, hypotenuse over adjacent. Hypotenuse is 5. Adjacent side is 4. 5 over 4. Tignan natin kung tama. That is 5 over 4. Next, cotangent theta, cow. Cotangent equals adjacent over opposite. Ano yung adjacent side? That is 4. Ano yung opposite? That is 3. So, the ratio is 4 over 3. Okay, i-check natin kung tama. Sin theta is 3 over 5. Ang kanyang reciprocal ay cosecant. So, pagbalik na rin natin, that is 5 over 3. Check. Ang cosine theta is 4 over 5. Reciprocal nyo is 5 over 4. Yun yung value ng secant theta. Next, tangent theta is 3 over 4. Reciprocal is 4 over 3. That is the value of the cotangent theta. Ayan. So, tama yung ating answer. Let's now have another example. Ang given naman is yung isang value ng ating leg and then hypotenuse. Ang missing side is yung isang leg. Okay, let's have example 3. Give the value of the 6 trigonometric ratios. This is the given triangle. Triangle CHE with right angle H. Ang given natin is angle alpha with opposite side measures 5. And then, yung ating hypotenuse na h is 13. So, bago natin ma-solve or makuha yung value ng 6 trigonometric ratios, kailangan hanapin muna natin yung measure or measurement ng ating isang leg. Itong line segment HE or side C. Para makuha yon, gagamitin natin ang Pythagorean theorem. Ang given natin is CHE. So, ang gagamitin nating hypotenuse is H. So, we have H squared equals sum ng legs. This is C and this is E. So, we have C squared plus E squared. Pythagorean theorem, we have H squared equals C squared plus E squared. Yung square ng hypotenuse ay equal sa sum ng squares ng legs. Substitute natin yung mga given dito sa ating formula or equation. Ang h natin is 13, so we have 13 squared. Ito yung hypotenuse. And then, yung missing, that is c, so we have c squared, plus, ang e natin is this 5, so we have 5 squared. And then, we have 13 squared, that is 169, equals c squared. 5 squared is 5 times 5, that is 25. And then, let's solve for c. Itatranspose natin itong 25, lipat natin sa left side, magiging 169 minus 25 equals c squared. 169 minus 25 is equal to 144. We have c squared equals 144. Square root natin both sides. We have c equals square root of 144. So, natanggal na yung ating square root at saka yung square. Ang naiwan na lang is c. Ang square root ng 144 is 12. So, c equals 12. Therefore, ang measure ng isang leg is 12. Let us now find the value of the 6 trigonometric ratios. Okay, so ito yung ating 6 trigonometric ratios. Gagamitin natin yung SOHCAHTOA. So, sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Ang opposite, this is our reference angle, angle alpha. Ang opposite niya is 5. Ang hypotenuse is 13. So, we have 5 over 13. Next, cosine. Cosine theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So, ang adjacent or yung malapit dito sa ating alpha is 12 over hypotenuse is 13. So, we have 12 over 13. Next, tangent alpha, that is TOA, opposite over adjacent. Ang opposite is 5. Ang adjacent is 12. So, 5 over 12. Next, cosecant, that is by Choshakow, cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite. Ang hypotenuse is 13, opposite is 5. 12 over 13 over 5. Okay, so para mas mabilis, secant theta, that is hypotenuse over adjacent. So, kunin lang natin yung reciprocal niya, 13 over 12. And then, cotangent, that is adjacent over opposite. So, reciprocal ng tangent, 12 over 5. Ayan, recheck natin. Hypotenuse, that is 13, adjacent 12. So, 13 over 12. Sa cotangent, adjacent is 12, opposite is 5. So, 12 over 5. Ayan. So, madali lang siya. Dahan-dahanin lang ang pagkuha ng ratio para hindi malito. Let's have another example. Ang given naman ay yung isang ratio. Isang trigonometric ratio. Hahanapin natin yung 5 pang value ng trigonometric ratios. Okay, let's have example 4. Let us now have the fourth example. Find the value of the other functions. The given function is secant beta, which is equal to 5/3 or 5:3. Hahanapin natin yung 5 other functions. Paano natin hahanapin? Ayan, alam natin na ang secant beta ay equal siya sa siya. Gagamitin natin yung mnemonics na COSECANT. So, nasa siya. Secant is equal to hypotenuse over adjacent. So, idodrawing natin yung triangle and then ilalagay natin tong given na values para mas malinaw. And we have triangle ABC. So, ang right angle is B. Angle B. Ang hypotenuse natin is 5. So, ilalagay natin dito sa hypotenuse na AC or yung side B. Ang given pa is adjacent side. So, this is our angle beta or dito sa angle C. So, ang adjacent side niya yung malapit pero hindi hypotenuse, that is 3. So, makikita natin sa ating given na figure or the renowing na figure, ang missing is yung isang leg or yung side C. Kukunin muna natin yung length or measure nung isang leg, tsaka natin mahanap yung other functions. Okay, let's find the length or the measure of one leg by Pythagorean theorem. The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the legs. So, ang hypotenuse natin is B. So, we have B squared equals, ang ating legs ay A. So, we have A squared plus, ang isang leg is C. C squared. This is now our equation. B squared equals A squared plus C squared. Then, substitute natin yung mga given values dito sa ating equation. Meron tayong hypotenuse, B, which is 5. So, we have 5 squared. Yung A, yung isang leg, that is 3. 3 squared plus, yung missing natin is C. Kaya, C squared pa rin. Then, solve. 5 squared is 25 equals 3 squared is 9 plus C squared. Yung 9 is itatranspose natin or lipat natin sa kabila, magiging negative 9. So, we have 25 minus 9 equals C squared. 25 minus 9 is equal to 16. So, we have C squared equals 16. Square root natin both sides. So, square root of C squared is C. Then, square root of 16. 16 is a perfect square. Ang square root ng 16 is 4. So, C equals 4. Therefore, ang value or measure ng ating side C is equal to 4. Kompleto na ang ating mga sides. Ngayon, pwede na nating makuha yung 5 other functions. Okay, so for sine, cosine, and tangent theta, gagamitin natin yung SOHCAHTOA. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So, ang opposite niya is 4, hypotenuse is 5. 4 is to 5. Cosine theta, so adjacent over hypotenuse. Ano ang adjacent dito sa ating angle beta? That is 3. 3 is 2. Ang hypotenuse is 5. So, that is 3 over 5. For our tangent, so that is TOA, opposite over adjacent. Ano ang opposite? That is 4. Ang adjacent, that is 3. 4 is to 3. For our next 3 functions, pwedeng gamitin yung ating mnemonics na COSECANT or pwede rin kunin natin yung reciprocal. So, cosecant, hypotenuse over opposite. So, pagbaliktarin lang natin to, 5 is to 4. Correct. Next, cosine theta. Ang reciprocal is secant theta. So, we have hypotenuse over adjacent. So, 3 is to 5 sa cosine. Therefore, sa secant, 5 is to 3. Ayan. And then, cotangent. So, reciprocal ng tangent theta. Adjacent over opposite yung ating cotangent. So, 4 is to 3 sa tangent. Sa cotangent is 3 is to 4. So, yung secant, recheck natin kung yun yung given. So, secant is 5 over 3 or 5 is to 3. Ayan. So, ganun kasimple or kadaling manguha ng function. 6 trigonometric ratios. Ayan. Sana ay meron kayong natutunan. Okay, that's the end of our tutorial. Before I end this video, I would like to share a simple quotation. Successful people keep moving. They make mistakes, but they don't quit. Okay lang magkamali. Ang mahalaga, hindi ka sumusuko. Do not give up. Just keep moving. Mapapagod pero hindi susuko. Thank you so much. Keep safe and have a great day. Bye-bye!